Reconnected successfully. Starting. Alright, stream health. Starting. And we are live. Back and live again. Alright, soon this will be resolved, folks. So, hang in there. Okay, we're getting some technical difficulties figured out here. But, alright, we're going to pick up where I left off. We left off with in Yemen. They have some filthy water that these people are getting cholera from and need to be dealt with in hospitals and taken care of. All right, so we got 2,200 people, 2,022 cases of acute watery diarrhea in 9 provinces that they have here in Yemen, right? Yep, in the Middle East. People drinking dirty water, it's getting in their cuts. 218 deaths have been recorded. All right, and this is also people from in restaurants and stuff that serve food that go to the bathroom and got fecal matter on their hands, don't wash their hands, come back and serve people food. And sad to say, sometimes it's done on purpose. Estimates more than 10,000 people have been killed since 2015 and 3 million displaced. Some 17 million also lack adequate food, with 1/3 of the country's provinces on the brink of famine. Dear Lord. I mean, I can't say we're that far off here in the United States, honestly. There's a lot of people out there that can't feed themselves, that are starving, that need food, water, shelter. It's all around the world. Yet your government spends billions and trillions of dollars on the stupidest things like NASA sending up space probes to check out the rocks on Mars. Really? Seriously? How about taking care of your own species and your own mankind first before you go doing things like this that have no business or relevance to our survival? Food, shelter, water. Very simple. Very simple. Yeah, God made a simple plan. He's judging us, and you will be held accountable for your actions. Okay. Next. We're going to delete this. We don't need the seeds.com. You guys got that? Seedsnow.com, in case you missed it before. All right, let's see what's going on in New York City. A couple miles away from me right here. New York City. The U.S. Coast Guard has declared part of New York City's East River safety zone after an unknown amount of oil spewed from the Con Edison substation onto the notoriously polluted water. Exactly, notoriously polluted. A massive cleanup is currently underway. Are you serious? At least they're monitoring it, but I mean, I wouldn't want to know what's down there, lives there. I would. Some guy swam in there too. He's like swimming in there for part of a marathon or something. Out of his mind. A statement from the Con Edison says a transformer containing roughly 37,000 gallons of oil malfunctioned Sunday, releasing much of the oil into the station property and the river. Coast Guard Chief Warrant Officer Allison Conroy told the Gothamist. Oh my God! There's actually a reporting media out there called the Gothamist. That's horrible. That a catastrophic failure caused a transformer to leak dielectric fluid and mineral oil used for cooling electronic equipment. Speaking of which, the mineral oil, you see on the telephone poles, the wires, and they go into those transformers. Now, I'm not telling you to go do this, but there was a video I once saw in an off-grid situation where there is no more government, no more police, no more military, and 100 years afterwards, and people are scrounging around for materials. This one guy in that hypothetical scenario, he took a gun and shot the transformers. Do not do this. There was no electricity going through it. Everything is crashed. And he showed that from this. Now he actually shot it, but and came out of the transformers gallons and gallons and gallons of this mineral oil. I'm not sure what he used it for or what the use it might be usable for. I don't know, maybe a lantern. I'm not sure. But that's what's in those transformers, as is disclosed here. All right. Got electronic equipment. Con Ed spokesman Alan Dury said the spill happened at a substation on John Street in Dumbo. Oh, great, never heard of Dumbo. Along the Brooklyn coastline. Witnesses told the Gothamists that the spill could be seen for miles, with some reporting they could see it from the Hunters Point South Park in Long Island, Queens. The Con Edison spokeswoman said that there are more than half the oil is still in the transformer. Oh my God, wow, this seems to be a huge transformer. According to WPIX, we'll be continuing to assess the volume of oil that migrated to the East River and how much oil remains in the ground on our property. All right, another yet spill here of contamination, being spewed upon the people from it. Who knows what happened? A catastrophic failure or incompetence. Somebody didn't do their job or was hungover, and let's move on. I digress. And we had a lot of technical difficulties before. That ate up a lot of time and a lot of battery power. This is why we need support, folks, to get out of this predicament here of having to do this. So spread this channel, share it, get people to support us, get people on board. State of Indiana. Check out the link. I'm going to put a link there below for, I think it's called GoFundMe.com. Here, GoFundMe.com/Mike Albert. So if you know anyone that could make some donations. Otherwise, this channel is going to be going down. Not going to be able to sustain it. A bat bit a human being in St. Joseph's Country. Hasn't had rabies tested for a bat come back positive since 2014. Late last week at a home in southern St. Joseph County, the adult female encountered a bat in her bedroom. Oh, dear Lord. Imagine waking up to that, to a bat in your room. In this particular case, the bat was in the bedroom, and the person, from my understanding, was getting ready for bed. The bat was in the room, and she got bit. Oh, dear God. This was a clear indication that she was bitten, but there was a clear indication that she was bit, but some cases with bats, you may not know it that you actually got bit because their teeth are so razor sharp. The woman in question sought immediate treatment for rabies and expected to be okay. In 2006, a 10-year-old Marshall County girl died after being bitten by a bat. If you're exposed to rabies and you don't get immediate treatment, you may not never know that you are exposed directly. And 3 or 4 months go by and you start showing symptoms. It's very possible that you could die from that illness, said Carlson. Carlson said the situation also serves as a reminder that the law requires any cat, dog, ferret over the age of 12 weeks to have a rabies vaccination. All right, so yeah, they don't want it to be spread. I don't think it's such a bad idea. Do we have rabies vaccinations? Just being pushed? I don't know. Rabies. Fatal to humans. Vaccines or other treatments exist, such as anthrax, West Nile. They just put on a big list here. Alright, delete, next. Epidemic hazard. Pakistan and Asia. Another chickenpox patient succumbed to the disease during treatment here on Tuesday, taking the number of deaths from contagious diseases to 19 in the current year. According to hospital sources, the person was under treatment at Allied Hospital, where he took his last breath. The citizen, terrified of the disease, claiming precious lives, have demanded the Providence government to take war-footing measures to stop spreading of the disease. Okay, that's an interesting statement. War-footing measures to stop spreading of the disease. See, this is where it catches a catch-22 here. Problem, solution. But the solution doesn't come until the people demand it to come. And people are always going to demand it when they are fearful and don't understand how to, contain things themselves or to avoid them in the first place. So it's sort of like the I don't want to say the wolf, the crying wolf, when you hear that, because we're victims of our own circumstances when it comes to not understanding how some things are planted or designed, that are considered a hoax when um, there's a specific outcome by that same those that designed it as well know ahead of time already what's going to happen in the future. So, example, gun control. So if people are fearful of guns because of an event, they're going to cry out for tighter gun control. But there was never the event in the first place, but looking down the corridors of time, those that are seeking to have gun control plant this scenario and put reality into it. And then the people cry out. And then they have that coincidentally taken out of their drawer. Oh, let's pass this bill. Let's tighten these restrictions. Let's do away with this constitutional right. Hopefully you understand what's going on here. I'm not saying all these things are fake or hoaxes or by design, but when you see stuff like taking war-foot measurements to stop the spread, raises a red flag to me. State of New Mexico. Let's see what's going on here. Severe storms made their way through the state. Yet Tuesday, the National Weather Service confirmed 4 tornadoes touched down in Toronto and Lincoln counties. The National Weather Service report tornado made contact, with the ground at 12:15 p.m. This is in the afternoon. Wow. Welcome to lunchtime. Just south of I-40 near Klein's Corners and lifted back up at 12:16. Wow, so it's only on the ground for seconds. It also uprooted some trees. Another tornado was reported near Klein's Corners, while one touched down near Nogal in Lincoln County, while the fourth touched down, near Ancho, also in Lincoln County. Eastern New Mexico University and Portals sent in shelter-in-place alert for campus Tuesday evening, saying there is a tornado in the vicinity. All right. Again, folks, these are things that you need to be prepared for. You got to go underground with tornadoes, unless you have a panic, room that's fortified to withstand a, 500 mile an hour 2x4 being, or a telephone pole, or a Volkswagen being flung into it. You got to go underground. You got to get out of the trajectory of a horizontal or vertical even object coming your way at tremendous speed that you will not have time to, you know, you know before it impacts you or cuts your body in half. Okay, tornadoes. Explosion reported in Africa. Okay, 80 people. Well, it injured 80 people. All right, this is taking way too long, and we're almost done here. But did the chem shadow to Gary? Oh, this is the last one. All right, let's see what these two are. I got two more left. State of Washington. I was just where the biological, the nuke was, where Comey planted the nuke. Thurston County environmental health officials are warning people and pets to stay away from Summit Lakes. Tests confirm that a blue-green algae bloom on the lake is producing extremely high levels of toxin anatoxin a neurotoxin, according to Thurston County Environmental Health. A sample taken last week was at least 354 micron liters per liter, while just 1 micron per liter is reasons for health concern. Wow, are you kidding me? Jesus. Officials say anatoxin A is a potent toxin that affects the nervous system. Symptoms include lethargy, muscle aches, confusion, memory impairment. Sounds like a date rape drug. According to the state's freshwater algae bloom monitoring program, with a high enough concentration level, it can also cause death. Okay, we'll take more lake samples next week. Wow, thank God they have these things in place, these lake monitorings, algae monitoring. Get the word out, they're saying. Wow, that's an incredible amount of levels. 354 microns per liter, when just 1 microns per liter is concerns for healthcare. And again, this was in state of Washington. But what's causing this? Is it chemtrails causing this? These variables that aren't normal. All right, next, India, Asia, state of Bihar. A day after Indian Meteorological Department, the Meteor Department, issued a warning of pre-monsoon showers, thunderstorms followed by heavy rains lashed major parts of Bihar on Tuesday. The squall hit 30 out of 38 districts, left 15 people dead. The squall. What's a squall? A pre-monsoon shower. So monsoon. Okay, the showers, heavy showers. What's the meteorological department? I guess I'm thinking meteors. I guess they do atmospheric. This includes 7 persons who died due to lightning strikes. Oh boy. Though we are still getting reports about the damage and casualty figures from far interiors, but as we know of now, 15 people killed due to nature's fury, said an official. Disaster. Wow, dear Lord. So is this something that was expected, or there were trees uprooted, a lot of things being washed away? The temperature in Panta, however, dropped from 41 degrees Celsius to 28 degrees Celsius. Is slated to arrive by mid-June. So this thing is coming early. I guess they expect it earlier, but now it's not on time. Shortage of drinking water. Again, folks, there's probably water there, but drinkable water is another thing. So you got to know how to boil water, filter water. Have yourself a container ready to get rid of this. All right, let's see what we're missing over here. Let me just make sure we're still. No, you're looking at me again. I'm not feeling too great right now. This is why I'm making all these mistakes. So, give me some prayers, folks. All right, what do we got here? Current emergencies, nothing. 5 hours ago, vehicle accident in Pakistan, hazmat Australia, state of Queensland, we did that. Technological disasters, 7 hours ago. Somebody's name, non-categorized event. We're going to look at that first. Things that are standing out in here. Description. Oh boy, yet another pungent, it's supposed to be pungent, pungent sound. Yet another pungent sound. Community could declare homelessness an emergency. This time in Tacoma. The city's goal, according to the mayor, Marilyn Strickland, would be to provide outreach and alternative shelter options for a growing homeless population that is already stretching the city's capacity. Do they do this on purpose? Again, by design. They let society's malfunction, failure. So all of a sudden now those FEMA camps that coincidentally happen to be right in the next county get filled up. Hey, experiment time. Oh, you didn't get vaccinated? Well, if you want to stay here, we're going to have to vaccinate you. Okay. Oh, boy. Migration events, city defined. What was that? I just missed that popped up. All right, so we got a bunch of red tape, an emergency going around here for homeless people. How about you make a community? How about you make let's do the opposite. How about the BLM and the government, instead of confiscating land for preservations, you open it up to farmland, to cheap housing. There's so much that could be done that you just leave the people alone. Here's water, here's buy a river, you buy a river, and here's a community. We'll help you establish with the National Guard that mostly just sits around anyway, waiting for something to happen. Bring in 10,000 National Guards from a couple of counties and states. Put together a community, a farm, tents, shelters, whatever it is, something quick like a barracks, military type of setting, and leave people alone. There's hundreds and millions of acres just sitting here in this country doing nothing that could be used for such a scenario. But the government wants to control. They want you buying electricity. They want you buying their water. They want you paying a mortgage. They want you paying a car payment. They want you paying your taxes. Oh man, it's just mind blowing and frustrating how incompetent people that are in charge and how they continue to strive for that power hungry disgustingness. All right, I can't even finish reading this. It's so upsetting. It really is. We're all homeless if you think about it. We're all homeless on this planet. You know, God is waiting for us to get into His kingdom. That's it. Everybody's homeless. We don't have a home. We don't have a heaven until Christ comes. What is going on here? Migration events. Spanish. I just clicked on it. It didn't work. What's going on with this? That's the second time that thing just popped up. Migration. Some sort of. Well, this sounds familiar. There was some sort of just migration thing going on. That thing popped up twice now. All right. I'm just trying to find that quick to see if it's somewhere else. I wonder what's going on with this storm here. Ella. That was Donna. Where is that? I am jumping around here. A little disoriented right now. Volcanoes. Okay. So we got one, two, wave. What is going on here? Wave. What's this big wave? 104. That looks like something pretty big. Some pretty big waves out there. 120 kilometers per hour. Ella, Pacific Ocean. And the 10th. Let's see what's going on here. I don't like that. 1004 HPA. I mean, it's real choppy waters out there. Alright, so this is south of Mexico here by Colombia, Brazil, Venezuela. So they're predicting this is going to swing back into Guatemala. No guarantees, but they're already feeling some of the effects of this. Heads out, we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. I didn't even begin with a prayer today. I should have just stayed in bed and rested. All right, folks, battery's going, and I'm feeling under the weather right now. I'm going to wrap this up. Didn't get to Bible study, technical problems, didn't get to prayer, and this is off again. No, we're not even streaming. Battery's dying. All right, I don't know if this is recording or not. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this broadcast. Please bless our viewers, Lord, and this ministry and these technical problems. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Stopping.